Yeah. All right. Let me figure out where the music's coming from. There we are. Hey, good morning. Welcome to QuantBox. This is QuantBox Live, where we get your macro on. It's just after 6:30 in the morning on New York. So what is that? 3 hours before the New York trading session begins on Wall Street. Very cool. This is where we uncover our best fundamental investment opportunities across global markets, stock markets, commodity markets, currency markets. Yep, and yep. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm the founder. I'm also a macroeconomist. Very cool. So I love trading. I love investing, and I've always loved following the money. The money. That's all macroeconomics is. It moves around the world like water. That's why it flows. Cash flow, baby. So we got to track that flow. Is it moving into the stock market, out of the stock market, into the bond market, out of the market? Gold, oil, Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. We got to track the money from there. Technical analysis catches up with economic research, and you get things like trends. So like euro dollar, technical trend, European economy versus the US economy, institutional investing versus retail investing, seasonality, what is happening now versus what usually happens over the year. And you get biases. And from there, you drop into your charts and you enter as a market participant. So, in a nutshell, what is QuantBox? It automates your macroeconomic research for you. So if you're a hedge fund and you got some money, honey, great. You can go out and spend $300,000 hiring a quant, or you can spend $800 a year. Your call. $300,000 or $800. Or maybe you just want to get a Bloomberg terminal. Yeah, you should do that. Oh, by the way, that's more than $1,000 a month, and you still don't know how to use it. Cool. So if you're not sure, and if you're watching this on YouTube, guess what? It's several hours delayed. So if you're like, man, this stuff's pretty good. I know. Why don't you swing by quantbox.co? Take the trial. It's less than $8. With that being said, let me remind you that trading is risky. Not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. No, Tim, I believe it's just that one price feed on that one thing, but I don't believe the analysis is wrong. I've been out of the country for a while, though, so I need to double check that. I haven't looked. Okay, so here we are. Yield on the 10-year T-note still very elevated. Not as elevated as before, but elevated. Oil at $80, S&P 500 still facing challenges. So we had a big rally on what, Tuesday, but then Wednesday was down, or was it Wednesday and then Thursday was down? Well, today we have Jackson Hole. Could be some volatility. Not really sure why, because he's not going to say anything we don't already know. So I don't know why people make a big deal of it anymore. So we're not going to learn anything new, but there might be some volatility in the market. Bitcoin down a bit. Taking a look at the risk gauges. Okay. Swinging back around. So a day or two ago, this was risk on slightly. Now it's risk off again. -3, -4, -1. So risk off across the board. Yeah, just a slight -1 here. Yields are going up on the 10-year T-note, but that's unseasonal. Kind of interesting. I hope they normalize. That would impact my stock and bond portfolio appropriate or better. That big move that we had. I mean, It was real, like, it was unbelievable what, happened in that bond market in that short amount of time when we went from 3.9 to, like, 4.4, like, it was a huge move. So I'd like this to normalize, the 10-year T-note to get back to 4, but anyways, well, that's just me. I don't know if it's logical. It just helped me. I'm just thinking about me. Anyways. So anyways, some risk off. We'll have to watch some commitment, the commitment of trader report gets updated this afternoon, so you might want to check it over the weekend and see where the money flows. Is it going to be more money into gold, more money into oil? Okay, that kind of thing. Will more money go into the 10-year T note? I'm hoping so. Yeah, nothing's going to change here, so we don't need to talk about that. So Jackson Hole is I guess it's the big event, even though he shouldn't say anything that we don't already know. How do we know the things we know? Well, the recent Fed meeting minutes, that should tell you what people are thinking. So let's instead jump into the scatter plot. Oil performing well today at 1.32%. Stock market down, stock market down, stock market down, stock market down. Okay. Well, FTSE and DAX are up. So maybe these things will turn around and head up today. That's one thought. Looking at the S&P 500 specifically. Right now, QuantBox has it neutral and it's falling. Very cool. Remember how bullish it used to be? Okay. So a few days ago, what, 2.5 weeks ago, QuantBox went neutral on the S&P 500. So it was bullish for a very long time, going back to really about April 1st. QuantBox was either neutral or bullish. So it would have helped you catch that beautiful run. And then the market turned on August 1st, and by August 9th, August 12th, so about 10 days later, remember, because it's using a daily chart to do this, it went from very bullish to somewhat bullish to slam neutral. Cool, right? This is a way for you to go and see what it has been telling you and comparing it to the market. Okay. So, anyways, so you can see it started tapering off really quickly and then snap went neutral. And now we're neutral, 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 neutral. -2, -1. Okay. -1. It was -2, briefly -3. It's coming back around. I'm wondering if it's going to form a bottom. Oops. Like this. And that we see this going from -2 to -3 to -2 to -1. I'm wondering if that's a bottom for me. Could be a rabbit, could be. You're like, wait, what is this? Uh-huh. Cool, right? You'll have to check it out. All right, so where are we in the week so far? Gold is the best performer. Oh, I own gold. I own gold. Oh, that's nice. When was the last time I bought gold? It's been a long time. Huh? I've been selling gold forever. Sort of that -2 to -3 area. Denise is the question. Yeah. Remember, there are degrees of bearishness, right? So let's say -2 might be bearish, but -7 is very bearish. But there you can see there's a lot of degree to that. You're like, all right, well, if there's degrees of bearishness, -1 is hardly anything. -2 is slightly more than hardly anything. -7 is horribly bearish, right? So it's just like it's bearishly neutral, a -2. -3 is like, okay, bearish. And then that didn't last very long. Yeah. Okay, S&P 500 flat for the week so far. No, like, it's Friday, right? Bitcoin has lost quite a bit. The Dow has lost quite a bit. Now, I'll show you. I was wanted to I wanted to review this with you. Maybe this isn't the right place, but I'm here now, and so are you. So why don't we just do it? All right. Yeah. It sounds like a pickup line. Sure that would work. All right. It's reset. Of course it has. Yesterday, like the stock market was down. What was it? 1.8% yesterday, depending on which market. And my exposure to the exact same market, I lost 0.45. Yeah, it reset because now it's waiting for a new day. Stupid stock market. Um, that shows you what I'm trying to achieve, doesn't it? We had a down day. The market tanked. Did my stock portfolio lose money? Yeah, I bought the beta. If the stock market loses money, I lose money. How much beta do I have? Well, if the stock market dropped 1.8 and I lost 0.45, holy snap, that's good. So I've captured the beta, but I have less risk to the volatility. What is that about? That's only about what, 30% of the volatility. That's cool. On the way down because I'm hedged. And at the end of the month, I'm going to collect coupon payments, sort of dividends, and I earn money from writing options, writing call options. And in one instance, actually, writing puts. It's either writing, am I writing puts or buying puts? I'll have to double check in this strategy. But anyways, I have a put for the downside, so that's where that comes in. Mhm. So let's go back to that scatter plot for something to look at. You want to look at some oil? What else do we want to look at? S&P 500, maybe. These are big ones because I want this to go up today. I think what'll happen is Powell will say something that is like, I don't know, they want to be done raising interest rates. And everyone's like, he just said they're done raising interest rates. And we get a rally. That's quite a hope, though, right? Okay. Uh, is that right, Jim? That's interesting. I haven't received that one. Yeah, send me a screenshot and I'll double check everything. Everything else is quite flat. You can see slight losers, slight winners, gold flat, euro and pound. Everything else is just flat, nothing going on. Maybe waiting for Jackson Hole, huh? Oops. Right. What am I on? Dollars. Dollars. I don't know. I don't know if I want a lot of dollar exposure today because that's where the volatility is going to be, and volatility is bad. We can go to my WT or no Bitcoin. What do you think? Does it look like a good opportunity to buy? No. 21 is very much below the 55. It's very bearish. Bitcoin came up from a low back into the space between the 21.55, and technically that's a sell. So if you were a buyer, it's not a good opportunity to buy. And if you're measuring trend, and let's see how far back this drop goes, let's measure the trend from that point. It's very much bearish. So the only way you or reason you'd buy it is some sort of like you're projecting a bottom. I'd wait and confirm the bottom if I were me. I think we can get these. If you remember, these are stop losses. I was showing you where I think the stop losses were. And what you'll notice is that's when the downward move accelerated. Well, that's what happens when you take out stop losses. If you're a bear and you take out bullish stop losses, that forces bulls to enter stop losses to get out of their long positions. So that's why suddenly it just accelerates. You just wiped out all the bulls. So, anyways, too early to sell. I'm looking for bullishness, as you probably know. I'm looking for bullishness. I'm anticipating bullishness, and I'm trying to tiptoe in the water. So this is oil. This is a second iteration, actually. Earlier in the week, I was long here, and guess what? This reduced my certainty, aka stopped out. So now I'm back in a little bit higher. So try it again, baby. Try it again. And if you recall, this entry here projected to here, and look. So unfortunately, that ginormous flash crash took me out. It happens. Don't worry about it. I'm okay. I'm okay. Uh, but at least I had the strength to get out of bed and do what needs to get done, and I'm back into the position. So anyway, so I'm back in here. We're still here, and really, that's what I'm thinking for the future. I'd like to take this to 100 if I were me. That's what I keep thinking. So we're over 80 now. We made it to 80 and a half, and I'm in at 79.25 or something. I got my stop at break even. So yeah. Well, all right. Try again. Try again. Too bad though, huh? That move there was very unfortunate. Didn't lose any money. Cool. So now I'm looking at 80 maybe acting as support. That would be great. Okay. And next target 88. Certainly 86. But if we can get to 88, that's a higher high. And you see how that changes everything? So let's say we do this today, this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday spikes on news, and then we get to here. That makes us a new higher high above this. And technically, that's really good for me. Okay, cool. So again, QuantBox is helping me anticipate potentially some bullishness coming to the market, and that's just a bullish trade. That's all. Drop into a smaller time frame here. This is the S&P 500, and I bought it. Oops. I bought it. My entries here. A little tighter than that. I guess I'll use a line. Here we go. So there's my entry. Notice where things began. That's the monthly projected low. So I got myself in a double bottom on the monthly projected low. You're like, Wayne, well, what do you mean monthly projected low? Well, 24 days ago, 25 days ago, 4369.5 was our projection for the low in the S&P 500. So we double bottomed. Wow, what an amazing coincidence. Like if you notice, not even a half a point off. Yeah. Hallelujah. Not even a half a point off. Double bottom on a 5-minute chart. Cool. So, anyways, I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. I don't know if it's going to work, but I got one of these things going on now. And it'd be great if we had a bullish day. I'd feel a lot better about myself. I can put on a pretty dress and Instagram. Good. Be a nice weekend. Show off my belly button ring. I know. Sorry. I'll stop that joke. You're like, I'm having nightmares. Okay, no more nightmares. But anyway, so that's what's going on, and that's what it looks like on a bigger time frame. So it dropped like a ton of bricks, and I was a bull. So what did I do? Bulls buy dips, right? Do bulls buy lower lows? No. Now you might say, well, Wayne, this is lower than that low. Okay, well, I just decided it ain't lower than that low. So, um, I don't know. It's a decision. We don't know if it's right until later. Okay. So if it's right, is it a better decision? No, it's just a decision. So I'm like, okay, this is a low and this is a low. Okay, great. So that on a higher time frame, like a daily, that's just one big low. So I'm like, okay, that's going to be my low. So if it double bottoms down here, maybe I buy it. And then what does it do? It goes boop, it stops falling. I'm like, oh, I recognize where we are. Somebody's playing the pivot. So I'm going to give it a shot. So double bottom, higher high, higher low. Is that a 1, 2, 3 off a double bottom off support? Uh-huh. So now let her run if I can. Hakeem got it too. Same, yeah. Lufle to lumum. So now I don't know. Now it'd be nice if Jackson Hole goes my way. So what did we do here? We did oil, we did the stock market, we did Bitcoin. I guess we got to do gold. Gold is consolidating. I'm long at below 19, 1897, 1898, I guess. All right, cool. And so now we're forming a bouton. Okay. And I could lock in some profit there. I could. Cool. But what I'm hoping is we get a breakout So today, maybe we test the high and then Monday do one of those and get a new higher high. Okay. That's what I would favor. If it came down here, I'll deal with that then. Pretty standard though, huh? Once again, higher high. Okay. I'm gonna as soon as I have a higher high and I'm in an uptrend, I'm going to look for a higher low. Where do I guess? Where do I guess I'm going to buy a higher low? I look left, I drag this across, okay, and I draw something like that. Okay. And so each time I do this, of course, I mean, depending on life in the moment, I enter different ways. It looks to me like I threw a limit order down here, doesn't it? Walked away because it's not perfect. You can see that I didn't sit around and wait for that 5-8 cross. But if you've done this enough, you know that even if I waited for the 5-8 cross, by the time I covered it, like it takes an extra few minutes to get it to confirm and all that, I would have been at the same price anyways. But whatever. So, but there's no like one way of doing it. But it looks like I just saw the higher high and said, buy it on a retracement. And then I walked away. Okay. I use my OCO tool to protect me so that if it gets entered, then it drops a stop, drops a limit, and I'm not even there. Cool tool. So, anyway, so not the perfect entry, but I'm in it. Remember, I'm not trying for perfect entries. I'm trying to get into good trades. We have to separate our, is it ego, do you think? Or is it insecurity or both? Like, why do we have to have perfect entries? And like, why don't you just get in the trade and let it run? Like, right? So, anyways, that's great example, a perfect example of an imperfect trade. And I put my ego more like, where are we going to be in the future? And not, is it the perfect price? Is it exactly the bottom? No. But I'll see you at 22,000. Okay. Yeah. Fear, yeah, I mean, we all do it, yeah, for different reasons. Sometimes it's trained, like sometimes it's good, like when Ryan, if you're in investor boot camp, formerly known as FX boot camp, his job was to teach perfection with the sense that it builds discipline. Um, but on the flip side of that, I've never taught sort of perfect entries, but that's a good way to learn, right? In sniper school, do they say, nah, just fire it down range somewhere? Anywhere's good. Oh, good shot, son. Good shot. Next time, maybe you'll hit the target, right? No, you're supposed to, you practice hitting the button, right? You hit the button on the target because if you can hit the button over and over and over again, you'll handle things under duress. But anyways, I'd rather say be in the trade. Okay. So, anyways, there's that. Yens, I guess we could look at some yens. Where should we go for yens? This one? I haven't pulled this one up for a while. We'll take a look. Oh, all right. Nothing happened here. Looks like I'm on CAD doing nothing. Okay. I'm in here somewhere. Stop hasn't moved. Obviously, if this was an earlier trade, I would be out of the trade. So it's occurred after this drop. So up, down, and like that. It's not a great trade. Mostly because it hasn't worked yet. If it worked, if it was higher, you'd say, "Ooh, good trade." Well, that's not necessarily true either. But nonetheless, I bought it and nothing's really happening. I am profitable technically. I have 1 pip. I should brag about it. I should close it out for a profitable trip. I mean, I just laugh at people that are like, I have 99 trades in a row that are profitable with a half a pip each. I'm like, yeah, you got the wrong focus. Wrong focus. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know what to say about this. You know, just it looks to me like we're trying to climb a mountain. And I'm buying this under the lens of bullishness is coming, right? So it's a very imperfect trade. So I need some help. I need some love. Let's mark this. Oops, I didn't want to do that one. I want to do the other one. This one or yeah. Mm. Excuse me. I'll do another one this way. I'm just trying to okay. This is from the turn, so I'm measuring from here. I mean, I can measure from there, it doesn't matter. That's where we are now, slightly different from this one. Mhm. So analyzing that now, let's say I go into a 30-minute, and you see, I'm just, I'm trying to play this idea here. Eh, 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 eh. So not a great trade, but I'm in something. I'm doing something. I have a 21.55 on that time frame. Okay. I really have to zoom in here now. Boo, 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 boo. And if that had moved up, if I had a reasonably profitable trade right now, then that 21 would, be crossing above the 55. So I'm a bit early, but remember when you're trading a reversal, you have to be it's a bottom up analysis. I mean, really, it's the ultimate top down, where you're like, I don't see it on the chart, but I'm projecting a reversal. So I guess that's the ultimate top down. You're not even looking at a chart, and you're like, yeah, this is going to go up. Then you look at a chart, and you're like, ooh, this is definitely not up. If you look at a 4 hour, right, you're like, not really up, not that up. So then you got to start on a small time frame and say, find it when it's going up on the small time frame. And then you start climbing up the ladder from a 5 minute to a 15 minute to an hour to a 4 hour to a daily. By the time you see it on the daily, you already have 300 pips profit. Looks like a possible flag on a 30-minute. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um, you mean you're seeing it sort of like this? Yeah. And does that mean up to you or down to you? Up. Oh, sweet. And we're in the apex. Nice. Cool. To me, I'm like, great, right? So great. As long as you're saying it's going to go up, Denise, right? Like that's the funny thing about patterns and stuff. Like, okay, good, sweet. But I'm in it for much different reasons, right? And it seems I would have been in before the apex. And you might say, well, Wayne, if you had traded it like a flag pattern, you would have waited for the apex. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But, you know, uh, just another trade, right? Imagine, I think last night I talked a lot about basketball. Can you imagine every time Michael Jordan made a shot in a game, they stopped the game and everyone stopped to critique it? Let's ask the audience, right? They're passing microphones. Um, why did you, like, dude, it was a shot, one shot, right? It's like one shot. I was open, I took a shot. It wasn't stupid, right? What was your inner motivation for this? Why didn't you pass? Okay. I held the ball for half a second, right? Okay, anyways, so I'm a bull and bulls buy always, right? So somehow, some way, I thought it was bullish at the time. It was worth the risk. I took the shot. I guess I could have waited for the apex, um, but it's hard when you're moving, right? A lot of moving pieces, but you're totally right. Take a look at the piggy, long on this one. Remember, I got knocked out on this. I was long somewhere else, probably the exact same price. Does anyone remember? I don't know. It was 2 days ago, 100 years ago, right? How came you go to the section called MetaTrader downloads and you download them there? Okay. So, anyways, let's critique this. I still have a lot of challenge to go. Okay. A lot of challenge to go. Where's my stop? Do you see it? Yeah. Guess what? I had more than a 22 pip stop. Stop is way down here. What's my trade plan? What's my inner motivation? Why am I long? Hmm? Let me say it differently. What should my target be based on my entry? Now, for you, that means you have to understand my entry. Mhm. Now, I have some serious, serious resistance above me. Don't worry about it. But it's serious, right? Like, dude, 2155 cross against me. Well, first of all, my entry supersedes the 4-hour chart. Remember, I took this trade 2 days ago, same price. Now, that should show you that I didn't lose confidence, right? I was in a good trade, came back, knocked me out, boom, had an opportunity to re-enter, so I did. But what's the motivation? Now, first of all, it's the daily 21 EMA is my support. It's not on this chart. But the second thing is, what is on this chart? Is it a pivot point? Am I using pivot point as a support? If so, which one? No guesses, huh? Let me ask it differently then. Am I kicking off of this monthly M3, using the monthly M3 as support. Is that what I'm doing? Besides the daily 21, is that what's going on? Is the chat broken? Really? Nobody's answering. Okay, well then I'll just tell it. Chat's broken. I know you're answering. Hakeem, thank you. No. That's why no one wants answers. They're like, yo, that son of a no, I'm done August. August is dead to me. It's been dead to me for quite some time. I'm playing September. I'm long off the September central pivot. That means I'm very, very bullish, and my target is 190. I'm going to go for 900 pips. So I have a 200 pip stop, 900 pip limit. Yep. Yep. So this is going to fail. And by the way, I'm not going to take a 200 pip loss. I took it last night while I was sleeping. While I was sleeping, I made this trade. Some of my best trades are when I'm sleeping. Put a limit order, drop my OCO, good as gold, right as rain. Okay. And so now I can move my stop if I wanted to and say, well, lower lows are terrible. So now my stop's 30 and I'm going for 900. Doesn't change anything to me. But was it worth a 200 pip stop? Yeah, I think it was. That kind of thing, right? I guess it's not 900. Sorry, I thought it was at 81. It's in 84, right? So, all right. So, no, 500 pips. Sorry. Okay. So, yeah. Cool. Yep. 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 Yeah. I should make 5 or 600 pips. Or right now, lose 30 or 40 or whatever it is. It's not much. Cool. Nice. Is this legit? Oh, that's legit resistance. But a couple of things, and then I'll let you go for the rest of the day. I use QuantBox to try to predict the future. Many times over the past 20 years, somewhere in the vicinity of now, in this 4 or 5 week window, all the end pairs start going up. Not every year, but many years. So I'm playing the September roll. In fact, my target actually isn't R2, it's R3. I'm actually going for 194. So I am actually going for 1,000 pips. But I might lose 30, right? Like I might lose 30, but I might make 1,000. So I need a lot of things to hit. And obviously that resistance level is going to be a problem, right? So I'm looking, right? So we're all looking at this like, Wayne, that's a bit of a Hail Mary. Yeah, you're right. And then if I break that, then we're going to get up here and we're like, oh, that's going to be a real challenge, Wayne. And then we're going to get to the weekly and monthly cluster. And you're like, ooh, Wayne, now that's going to be a challenge. I'm like, And then what? Well, then we're going to hit here and we're going to like, Wayne, that's the monthly target for September. Now you got to always get out at R2. That's going to be a lot of challenge. And I'll say, I know. I considered all that when I took it. Now we're up here, and now, amateur traders are going to say, damn, right? And they're going to start buying it up here. And I'm like, okay, you can have it. I'm done. Right. It's like, look, it's always risky. I get it. It's always risky. It's never easy until you look at it. You're like, why didn't you buy it here? Well, you thought it was going to go down. Oh, well, that's why you didn't do it, right? Where you're worried it wasn't going to make a higher high. I get it. Then you look back and now it looks easy. So it's never easy. That's the issue, right? But are you supposed to buy here? Okay. And so, anyways, I'm just trying that. If it doesn't work, I'll try again. I'll try something else. It's okay. as long as my risk reward is adequate. The biggest challenge for amateur traders and the biggest solution offered by QuantBox to those traders is that they will know when to let the winners run. Yeah, you'll get better at technical analysis, and maybe your stops will get a little tighter so that you lose less each time. But that's not how you win the game. Now, it's the way you play the game. You have to have risk management. But if you never let your winners run, you will never find success. Ever, ever, ever. I don't care if you have 275 trades in a row that are all winners. They're probably all tiny, worthless little trades. So I couldn't care. You'll never get big. You'll never scale. Great. But we want to scale. How do you scale? Well, you get bigger money by leveraging up 1,000 to 1. No, 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 no. That's risk. Risk is bad. Talk to any professional institutional investor. Is risk good? No, risk is bad. Is volatility good? No, volatility is bad. What amateurs love volatility and they love leverage. It's why they fail. So the only way to make the math work is you let your winners run. That's it. If you can't put together trade plans that say, hey, maybe 1,000 on this one, if you can't do that, it's never going to work, mathematically speaking. No matter how many winners in a row you make, whatever your winning percentage is, you'll never make any real money. And at some point, if you're really good at that, let's say you do 300 trades in a row without losing, you're that good, you're that great of a scalper. Then what happens is your ego's going to kick in and you're like, dude, I make 300 trades in a row without losing, but I don't make any real money. So I'm going to jack up my leverage. Okay. That's a strategy of guaranteed poverty. Guaranteed poverty, in my humble opinion. So lower leverage. And then how do you make any serious money if your leverage is low and your volatility is low and your risk is low? Well, once it's profitable, you let it run. Well, how do you know that? How do you know when to do that? Fundamental analysis of macroeconomic data, QuantBox. So you're doing the right thing. I don't know if this will work, but it's not going to cost me much to try. It's just another shot, right? Just another shot in the game. There's a lot of games in the season. It's just another shot, but it's a good shot. Okay, I have a chance of this scoring, a really good chance. It's a little risky now, but it'll get better and better and better and better. It's a calculated risk because I'm also using things not on this chart. Cool. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. If I don't see you later today, then have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you Monday. Cheers.